Hey, welcome everyone. I am Steve Jackson with Evolve Guitar. Today we're going to be taking a look at My Future from Billie Eilish. I wanted to let you know that I'm going to include tabs for this song down in the description below. And hey, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and give this video a like. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do for this song is go ahead and put a capo on the 3rd fret. And I was going to say this song has some really cool chords in it. They're kind of unusual, but they're pretty easy to play. The first chord that we're going to do is called C major 7, and if you're familiar with a regular C chord, it's just like that, except we're just going to take this pointer finger off so that the B string is now open. And all we're going to do is just strum it once, and we're going to count to 4 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to strum it one more time and count to 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then next up is a chord called C7. So for C7, what we're going to do is keep our fingers in the same spot that we were just at, and we're going to add that pointer finger back to where it normally would be on the B string on the 1st fret. And then we're going to add our pinky now, and that's going to be on the 3rd fret of the G string right here. And we're going to strum this just one time and count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back to the beginning now, right? We got that C major 7 chord. We strum it once and we count 4 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then C7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, next up, we got a chord called F major 7. So pretty easy. It's like a regular F chord, but the only difference being this E string that normally would be on the 1st fret here for an F chord is just open. So right where 3rd fret on D, 2nd fret on G, 1st fret on B, open on the high E string. And we're going to do something similar to what we just did. We're just going to strum it one time and we're going to count to 4 twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last chord in this part, so this is the verse section, by the way, but the last chord in the verse section is F minor. So what we're going to do for F minor is go ahead and grab the 1st fret on the first 3 strings. So the E, B, and G string will all be covered on the 1st fret like this with our pointer finger. And then I'm going to grab the D string 3rd fret, just like that. So I'm going to play it once and I'm going to count to 4 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the whole verse section. Let me play through it once just so you can hear that whole thing. So that part, it plays through the whole progression once and then it repeats it. So it does that whole part 2 times. Then we move on to the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus in the song I think sounds super cool. The first chord that we're going to play on the pre-chorus part is called E7. So if you're not familiar with that, if you are familiar with a regular old E chord like this, it's similar to that. So from our E chord, what we would do is just take our ring finger off. So the D string is open now, and then we're going to grab the 3rd fret here with our pinky on the B string, and then we're going to play all 6 strings. Just wanted to point out here too, anytime we're talking about which fret we're on and we're using a capo, we're always talking about like this is the 1st fret up from the capo, right? Because this is literally like the 4th fret, but that's too confusing to talk about this way. So anyway, we're going to go E7, and just like we did earlier, we're going to strum it one time. We're going to count to 4 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then our next chord is just a regular A minor chord. We're going to strum this, count to just 2 this time. 1, 2. Then next we're going to grab this note right here, the 3rd fret of the low E string, while holding that A minor chord. So this is called A minor /G if you haven't played this chord before. So Going back to A minor though, we're going to strum A minor and we're going to count just a 2. 1, 2. Then we're going to add this note, this G. So now it's A minor / G. We play this, count to 2. 1, 2. And then we move to a D chord, just a regular old D chord. I'm going to strum that. And this D chord we're going to count to 4 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going back to our F major 7 chord, which, if you remember, was just like a regular F, but with the high E string open. So we're going to strum F major 7, and we're going to count to 4 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're doing F minor. So same couple chords that we did in the intro part, but F minor is right here. It's on the first 3 strings on the 1st fret. And then on the D string, we're grabbing the 3rd fret right here. We're playing F minor, and we're going to count to 8. So 4 2 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me go ahead and play through that whole pre-chorus section for you. So it'll sound kind of like this. So that's really it as far as the chords go. Those are all the chords in the song. They just repeat those patterns over and over. But I will say, as the song goes on, it kind of builds up in intensity. You can hear that, right? It starts off very mellow and soft. So you probably just want to strum like one chord and let it just ring out. But as it starts building and repeating in the song, you can start strumming it more often. And what I would say is, like we were counting to 4, right? And just strumming one chord and counting to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? What we could do now when we want to build the intensity is strum 4 times. So we're going to strum every count now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that, you could make up little strumming patterns, but something like that where you're just kind of strumming more often and building up the intensity of the song.